There was another company that gave out, they had more money than us, they gave out these enormous, this big, bubble gum machines. And each large, colorful piece of bubble gum had their logo on it. It was amazing. It was very frustrating, because you'd go into these network executives, and this stupid bubble gum machine was there every time you pitched. It was annoying. So I said to Cleve, bubble gum is taken, cookies are taken. What can we do? Couldn't think of anything. It took months and months. One day I'm walking through the city, bright, gorgeous day in New York City, stunning buildings. The night before, my wife and I had friends over, and we played a board game with them. It was the board game Taboo. Does anyone remember the game Taboo? Okay. Oh, it's the same crowd. The same Eliminate crowd over here. The same can't wait for the cocktails Eliminate crowd also knows Taboo. So Taboo is a game where if you and I are on the same team, and say you don't know, I have to describe something to you. Say it's the Statue of Liberty. So if I was describing the Statue of Liberty, I couldn't say Statue of Liberty, obviously. So I'm like, oh, she's really big, she's tall, and she's holding a torch, and she's near New York City. You would know what I'm talking about. But in the game Taboo, there's 5 words that you can't say. So you can't say New York City. You can't say torch or crown or France. Those words are taboo. Thank you. So we were playing this game, and we were laughing and having a great time. And the next day I'm walking through the city, and I was like, I know what I'm going to do. Every meeting for the next year, for the next 2 years, I'm going to bring in the Taboo buzzer, and I'm going to slide it across the table. And I'm going to say, so usually when you go in to pitch a TV show, you only pitch one show. Maybe you pitch 2 shows. I'm going to say, we've worked really hard. We've studied your network. It's our favorite network. You said that. We've worked really hard. I have 4 or 5 shows to pitch you. I can pitch every show in 3 minutes or less. If there's something you don't like, just hit the buzzer. I'll ask you why you don't like it. It's cool. And we'll go to the next show, and it'll move faster. This meeting is in your hands. Some people were definitely taken aback, and they said, I'm not going to touch the buzzer. And I said, that's totally cool, but know that it's there. You can hit it, or you can just shake your head. Like, no, this show's not for us. And it will work the same way. So there was one woman in particular where she would just shake her head, and I would say, okay, tell me about why. Okay, perfect. That's great. All right, let's go to the next show. Some people loved it. Like, literally loved it. A little too much. Like, a little like, oh, tell me your next show. Ha, ha, ha. And they would buzz, I don't like the title. Go to the next one. It became a thing very quickly, where usually you'd pitch, say, 1 person, 2 people, 3 people, where more people were coming to our meetings. Salespeople, marketing people, oh, it's a buzzer pitch. We want to see how this works. Now we're all of a sudden pitching 6 people, pitching 7 people. And it worked so well that our sales the next year, from the day I decided to 365 days later, our sales tripled. We sold a ton of shows. And I don't think, I mean, later on, actually, we had buzzers made. We did it for, say, like 3 or 4 years until it got, I don't know, tiring. We had buzzers made with our logo on it, and we gave them out to everybody. And we said, suck it, bubblegum machine people. I wasn't going to tell this part of the story, but the best part ever was some other company at one point said, you know, every once in a while they bring the buzzer out now as a joke when we come in. And I was like, yes! So our sales tripled. And it was clever, but why did it work? First of all, it's on brand, right? If you're pitching game shows and competition shows, bringing a buzzer makes sense. It's fun. It puts them at ease. It's completely on brand. The cookie people, they're not just pitching food shows. They were pitching crime shows, not on brand. It's also client-focused. And there were things about it that I didn't even realize till years later. But I was talking to some CEO or something, and he said, oh, I get it right away. You immediately put the meeting into their hands. And that was why it worked so well. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a genius. Look at me. But it is client-focused. It was effective. Just shots on goal. We still talk to this day on shots on goal. How do you pitch more things to Netflix? How do you pitch more things when you go into HBO Max or ABC or whatever? instead of just one show, we were pitching 4 or 5 every time, more shots on goal. But more than anything, it was memorable. People couldn't not think about it. And I never had to introduce us again. We were immediately, within 3 months, 6 months, the buzzer people. You know, eventually we became the chop people, but we were known at that point as the buzzer people. Hey, you can take what you can get.